Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit with another episode of What Are We Eating? Up until a couple months ago, I've never rolled into an Aldi. And after hearing so many people rave about Aldi, and now being in Aldi about a handful of times, I'm having a hard time grasping the hype around Aldi. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad store, but it's also not necessarily a great store, at least in my opinion. But you, the people, asked me, the person, to do Aldi reviews, so I'll continue to do them for you, the people. If there's something I'm missing about the greatness of Aldi, please let me know. So today, we're going to be trying this 22-ounce bag of Fuchsia Asian Inspirations chicken fried rice that cost $6.29. That consists of jasmine rice, vegetables, and chicken in a savory Asian fried rice sauce. Here's a list of ingredients. And of course, the chicken is a 4-meat slurry concoction with white meat chicken. Blah! I haven't even tried it yet. Why am I going blah? I just don't like white meat chicken.
Yeah, now, don't say blah. You haven't even tried it yet. Don't say that.
You know, Scooter, I agreed with you once before, and I'm actually going to do it again, because you're right. Don't knock it until you try it. There's 3 servings per bag. Each serving has 230 calories, 5 grams of total fat, 2 grams of saturated fat, no trans fat, 1.5 grams of polyunsaturated fat, 1.5 grams of monounsaturated fat, 20 milligrams of cholesterol, 730 milligrams of sodium, 30 grams of carbohydrates, 3 grams of fiber, 4 grams of sugars, and 15 grams of protein. You can cook the chicken fried rice in the microwave or the stovetop. Now, I don't like the whole idea of microwaving this bag.
Yeah, Larry, you always microwave stuff in plastic. What makes this any different?
You know what, Scooter? You're right. I don't know why I don't want to heat this in the bag. And I'm not going to do it, no matter what you say. You can't make me.
Okay, Larry, I'm sorry.
It's okay, little buddy. Now let's get our chicken fried rice out of the bag and into the pan. Normally, I consider myself a fairly smart person, but not today. The instructions specifically said to add margarine, butter, or vegetable oil, and then it said to add the contents of the bag. Well, as you can see, I either don't know how to read or comprehend the instructions, or probably both in this case, because I added the sauce with no margarine, no butter, or no oil, and let it completely melt, which, to be completely honest, I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. But if this chicken fried rice turns out bad, I'll try it again and blame it on myself. And then I added the rice, the vegetables, and the chicken. Now, I've noticed this a lot in frozen fried rice. These companies love to add edamame, which is a cheap source of protein. That's not a bad thing unless you don't like edamame, which me personally, I don't like edamame whatsoever. Let me know down below what you, the people, think of edamame. So we're supposed to cook the fried rice over high heat for 5 minutes, stirring frequently. And if you notice in the instructions, they didn't mention anything about adding a lid to the pan. But my dumbass either doesn't know how to read or comprehend or a combination of both, because we put the lid on just after a couple minutes. I'm not really sure why, but I was having quite a few brain farts on this day. So once again, if this turns out bad, it's on me, not the food company. And I'll try it again and cook it properly for you, the people, so you don't have to. And even though I continue to mess up with the cooking instructions, the more I'm farting around with this rice, I'm realizing the bag said 3 servings per bag, and there's not a chance this is even 1 serving. And like you, the people, have heard me say many times, I have a theory about this. But I think these companies' rationale is to make more servings per container to keep the bad nutritional facts down. Maybe my eyes are deceiving me, and that's possible with all the brain farts I've had so far. But to me, this is no more than 1 serving. What do you, the people, think? We'll use the sodium as an example. If you want to pretend that there's 3 servings per bag, the sodium content is already high at 730 milligrams per serving. But as you can see realistically, this is only 1 serving, which makes the total sodium content per serving 2,190 milligrams, which is a full day of sodium for most schmoes like me.
Larry, our bodies need sodium, and that's not a lot.
Daggone, Scooter, you're on a roll today. You're right again. But some people can't have a lot of sodium in their diet, and this would totally wreck them. I, the person, want to know what you, the people, think about my serving theory. Even though I've proved myself to be an idiot in this video, it makes sense to me. So now, after cooking our chicken fried rice on high for 5 minutes, and then reducing the heat to medium and cooking for an additional 5 minutes, our chicken fried rice is ready to try. So I wanted to try a piece of the chicken first. And to you, the people, I apologize for the glare on the chicken, but trust me, it looked okay. So into the old pie hole and down the gullet it went. Now this is absolutely why you should not judge foods before you taste them. Although the chicken is a 4-meat slurry concoction, it still tasted and felt like a real piece of chicken. An actual pretty delicious piece of chicken. Just think of how much better it would be if they used dark meat instead of chicken breast. So next we got a spoonful of the rice and the vegetables. And evidently, carrots are a cheap, hot commodity because there's a ton of them in here. Maybe even more than rice. And don't get me wrong, I love carrots as much as Mr. Ed did, but this is just too many carrots. And after that bite, I'm calling this carrot fried rice instead of chicken fried rice. So then we tried another spoonful with the chicken, the rice, and the vegetables. Now if I ignore the abundance amount of carrots and the edamame in general, and my own personal cooking mistakes throughout the video, this is some pretty good frozen chicken fried rice. It had a real good flavor without being too salty or too sweet as most frozen fried rices are. And even though I failed on the cooking instructions twice, the rice is perfectly cooked and not overcooked and mushy whatsoever. It was good enough to have one more bite of everything: the rice, the vegetables, and the chicken. And as you can tell, after only 3 bites, I've probably eaten half the bag or 1.5 servings. Now this frozen chicken fried rice turned out a little bit better than I expected, even after I messed up on the cooking instructions. I didn't care for the overabundant amount of carrots and the edamame, but that's just my personal opinion. The big problem I have with this chicken fried rice is the cost at $6.29. Rice has got to be one of the most inexpensive foods that you can eat. And I'm going to be very generous here. The amount of rice in this bag was equivalent to a half a cup of uncooked rice or 1 cup of cooked rice, with only a scant amount of pretty decent chicken. So I'm giving the Asia Fusion chicken fried rice a 4 out of 10. Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.